What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video, and today, if you guys didn't see the title, that's right, we're going to be reviewing the very controversial Smart Brick. So, well, not the Smart Brick, the Vader's TIE Fighter Smart Brick set. So, before we get into it, just make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and everything. And, well, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, if you guys didn't watch my last video, we did a Lego haul, and this was one of the things that I got. I touched up a little bit on the box work on it, but to be honest, I didn't really go that in-depth into it. So we're going to be doing that a little more, and then of course, I'm going to be building it and reviewing it. I won't do like a time-lapse or anything, because this is going to probably be a very long review. I mean, the box art itself is just wow. It's just a lot of box art here. But let's go ahead and start. So, of course, you get one smart minifigure here, which is Darth Vader, but you also get a regular Rebel Fleet Trooper. And as it shows, it says it reacts to how you move and play. So that's interesting. It has like a little target, a sound thing, and whatever that symbol is. But it has smart play all in one, and it just shows one smart brick, one smart tag, and I guess it's basically saying it will be compatible with the Darth Vader. But you guys can see the build itself right here. And we also have, I'm sorry about the pause guys there, but we also have this little rebel outpost kind of thing, which actually doesn't look too bad by itself. But I think it's supposed to be Yavin, especially with the temple back there. So I think this is supposed to be a set based on Yavin, especially with the colors on the build right here. Definitely looks like the ground Yavin, so I think that's what it's supposed to be. But the box art, itself shows like studs, like this is the smart brick itself, which has been interesting. And of course, it shows, instead of a figure being up there, it shows the smart brick being like the main one. So if we go here, let's see what's on the bottom of the art. Oh, it just shows what's in there, and don't get it wet. So I mean, that's a lot. But I mean, it's kind of obvious for electronics not to put in water, by the way, guys. So if you've done that, that's not on accident. What are you doing? But it says screen free play, which is wrong because you have to have an app for it, actually. So you can update it every time a new one comes out, like a new set or a new wave. So it can interact with that. But it says a smart tag, smart charger comes with it, and just one of each. And it just says reacts how do you move and play again here, and it shows like the different smart tags, and it shows little different scenes, which we'll go through all here. And then of course there's a little QR code to see it in action, actually. So I have not scanned it yet, but you guys can see here that it shows him refueling, which is, I don't think Darth Vader would do that. I know that's, oh, Mr. Accuracy Star Wars nerd guy, but he never seen Vader refuel his TIE Fighter. Do TIE Fighters even use fuel? I don't know. But going on down here, it shows that you can hit that for shooting, like the little red thing on the back, which you can actually see better in this than that. But if you press that down, apparently it makes shooting noises, actually, which is going to be interesting. I would definitely try that out. And then, of course, it shows you have to have smart tags. It also shows that again from the front, and you moving it apparently makes like swooshing noises. And then down here, it's just the little rebel outpost with the screen or whatever. Actually, I'm more excited about this little build than the TIE Fighter. But yeah, that's really all for the box art, which actually quite interesting, the box art is. But yeah, let's go ahead and, well, build this here. But yeah, let's go ahead and build it. I'm not going to do a time lapse like I sometimes do. But yeah, let's just go ahead and build it. Oh, and by the way, guys, there's 5 bags, just to let you guys know. Boom, and here we are. So there's a bunch of different little side builds here, and then, of course, the main build, which this is the open back, but this is the front, and, of course, Darth Vader. But here's the smart brick itself, and I'm going to try to figure out the smart brick on camera. It said shake it. Here we go. Does it enter? Okay. But we are going to figure... okay, cut it off because we're gonna do some figure reviews first, and then we're gonna get into the smart brick stuff. So let's throw that aside. First of all, starting off with the Rebel Trooper. First of all, we're gonna talk about the builds. By the way, I really like this little side build. I mean, it's not bad for a side build, but it's supposed to be Yavin, of course, with the regular Rebel Trooper. So there's not much to say about that figure. But going over here. We have this little gas station refueling center, which is actually a pretty cool concept, with this little green hammer that's seen in the Millennium Falcon. I guess it's for repair stuff. But the most interesting figure here is Darth Vader, of course, with the cut in half capes, which look extremely weird. Of course, she has the famous thing on the back right there to show that it is the smart figure, which looks terrible because they actually don't need it. Of course, the trash can sign and let's get the other arm up here. Random numbers on it. I think it says what year it is on there. No, it says 2022 Lego, which is interesting. But the weirdest part about this is that you cannot take him apart. Like, his legs you cannot take off him, which is, I'm guessing that's where all the technology is stored. So let's go into the build itself, because that's all I have to say about the figure. It looks terrible in every single way because it's cut in half, has a bunch of weird symbols on it, and you guys might notice the light's a little better. It's because I finally got a new light, so it's gonna be extremely bright now, which is good, so you guys can see better. But here we have this TIE Fighter, which actually doesn't look bad for a TIE Fighter. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than the TIE Fighter we get in the Darth Vader castle. You get in the Darth Vader castle, which is retired now. But, of course, the problem is that it has a gaping hole in the back of it for the smart brick. But depending on how it does with the smart brick, of course, in it, then we'll see. But speaking of the smart brick, actually, here it is. Cut it on. Here we go. Place it in the back. Here. If you guys can hear that, it's making like a... Give me a minute to fix this, guys. Order is restored, but first of all, before we get into, okay, actually, let's go ahead and start off with the TIE Fighter swooshing noises. The second you pick it up, it starts making these screeching sounds, which sound nothing like a TIE Fighter. But I guess you can, the more you zoom it, the more swooshes it makes, I guess. It's supposed to make crashing noises when you, It's supposed to make crashing noises, but as you guys can see, it's not, but... What are those shot noises? It doesn't sound like a TIE Fighter, guys, but... Oh, okay, that's enough, okay, chill out. Mute. It's still sounding like... Okay, there we go. But it's supposed to interact with minifigures, too. Okay, you can hear Darth Vader breathing. That's pretty cool. Is that all? Is that all? How about... What? What are those noises? That sounds nothing like Darth Vader, dude. So... What in the... Okay. We're gonna put this back in here. Okay, stop screaming. Stop. And if you take this green hammer here, it's supposed to sound like you're repairing it, I think, is what it's supposed to sound like. Lego. Are we... It's supposed to sound like you're, like, hammering or whatever. But it's just making TIE Fighter noises. So... that just doesn't work, actually, apparently. So... let's see if the refueling works, or whatever. Do we have to have, like, Darth Vader hold it? Here, give me a second, guys. So, for some reason, it just doesn't do the refilling sound, so I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna take the smart tag, whatever, out for the TIE Fighter noises, and see if that works. Okay, guys, it does make refilling noises. It's like a glug, 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 but I don't know how I even got it. It's just not doing it on camera for some reason, so let's forget that. So I think that's everything for the TIE Fighter. I mean, the refueling didn't even work, really. Darth Vader sounds terrible. And so, this is gonna be, I rate every set, so this has gotta be like a 3.5 on the set scale. I mean, the crashing sounds that I said it was supposed to make didn't even work. Like, so it doesn't sound like a TIE Fighter, and so just a terrible set. The only thing that's really holding this up is this side build. But yeah, that's all for today's video. Just make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and everything. And well, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Yeah.